Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video has taken me literally a week and a half, and I feel like I say that every single time that I'm on here to record, but I literally actually recorded this one probably about 2 days ago. I was on my way to taking my own advice of one of my videos where I said utilize your downtime, and I was driving to pick Jaden up from school, and I was like, you know what, I need to just go ahead and make my video. And I did it, and usually I'm like a one and done where I just record it and whatever comes out of my mouth prayerfully is the right thing. And I just I wasn't feeling that one. I don't know, I feel like I was rambling and I didn't really convey what I was trying to get across. So have some downtime. And then why do I have downtime? Because it is the end of the semester. So I'm a little excited, just a little bit. I literally finished everything. I literally finished everything today. I had like some end of the semester stuff to wrap up, and I am. Hold on, because my battery is about to die. It's at 5%. I didn't even realize that. So let me just plug up real quick. But luckily my charger is closed. Okay, because I don't want to stop this video and have to start it again. But I'm not plugged up. So hold on, because I don't want to have to start. So I'm going to talk while I'm plugging in. So what I was saying is that I've been trying to record this for a while, and I'm just not getting to it because the end of the semester gets really hectic with final exams and with final grades and with letters of recommendations and students wanting their grades higher and all the things that come. And I teach at two schools, so it's double the workload. And life has kind of thrown some things my way the past several weeks that have added to my stress level, I'll put it that way. But it really actually has helped me come up with the topic of what I want to talk about today. So just to kind of give you a little bit of insight of what's going on. Like I said, end of the semester, it is what it is. I love my job. I'm grateful for it because even in its busiest moments, I still love my job. That says a lot. But this time last year, I literally was on the tail end of planning my grandmother's surprise 80th birthday party in California. And this past week, she spent it in the ICU. So much can change, guys, in just a short amount of time. Luckily, she just went home just a few days ago, but I was about that close to, at the end of the semester, about to buy a plane ticket and fly home to California because it was kind of scary for a little bit, just not knowing which way things were going to turn out. So, like I said, thankfully, she's home for now. And praying that, she's feeling much better. And then also this past week, my ex-husband, my daughter's dad, just got remarried. And I know a lot of you know that I am just divorced within the past few years. So we'll talk about that another day on a personal level. But for this, what's been going on with my daughter, it's been kind of up and down emotions with that. That's a big life change, and it hasn't really been handled in the best way on that end. So just really trying to be there for her and help her through this new season of her life. And she made it through. She's so resilient. And those of you who've met my daughter, my students that have met her, she's amazing. I'm not a bragging mom, and there's a lot behind that, which I'll go into another day. But if I were, she gives me a lot to brag about. But she's resilient, and she's gotten through a lot of the challenges that come with having divorced parents. So I'm extremely proud of her for that. So it's been a lot. And so this, again, I was able to kind of sift through all of that and deal with my emotions, with everything, the stress and the frustrations that were arising. And I also recently, I share unashamed and very openly that I go to therapy and go to counseling, and I love it first and foremost. And that's probably another topic that I'm going to talk about on a different day, of really getting rid of that stigma that exists a lot of times, especially for minorities, when it comes to getting therapy and counseling. Because let me tell you, I love going, and it can be overwhelming at times when you start tapping into some areas that maybe you haven't really tapped into before. But the lessons and the information that I'm getting and being able to heal and feel myself heal is amazing. And I want that for so many people. So something that she told that I got out of that plus all these stressors that have been happening is really has come together for me to share what I want to share with you today. And what that is, guys, is, again, I know I have a big audience of students that follow me on this that are in college or grad school or whatever that may look like. And life brings stressors. I remember final exams, guys. I remember the stress that comes. And every professor wants, thinks our class is most important, right? And because I remember that, I try not to be that way. But I know it can be overwhelming. I have students right now, literally one of the young ladies in my mentoring group is taking her MCAT tomorrow. God bless her. And, she's handling it like a pro. But I know the stressors. I hear it from when we have our mentoring group meetings that can come with just being in college and just life in general. I have another girl in my mentoring group who's dealing with some medical issues, and it's so much. I have another one who's moving, and that brought about some ups and downs. So it's just can be a lot, right? That's just life, to the point where we get to that point where we say, okay, God, I got it. No more right now, please, please, please. But it doesn't really quite work that way, right? So what I want to convey to you guys is this. And it's kind of twofold, but be okay feeling what you feel, and do not allow anyone to tell you that you're not allowed to feel a certain way. I don't know why we do that to each other, right? I am hugely offended and hate, quite frankly, there's not a lot that I say I hate, but hate hearing people say to someone, get over it, or it's time for you to get over it, or it's time to move on. Because who are we to tell somebody else when, like I say all the time, we all have a different capacity for what we can deal with, right? But here's the thing, guys. Be okay feeling what you feel, but in the midst of that, you have to always learn. You have to also learn to still make progress to move forward, okay? Because it's not okay to stay in that negative space. I don't want that for you. But what I learned in my counseling session, and she challenged me to do, and I've been really working on this, is to, whatever negative feelings I'm feeling, I am guilty of saying, you know what, I don't even want to, I'm tired of feeling this way. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't know, none of us like pain, right? But that's how you heal. And that's actually, it feels very uncomfortable and it seems very counterintuitive, but in order to heal, in order to get better, in order to get to that place of peace and a place where you're I want to use the word stable, but kind of even out in your emotion, then you have to feel those negative emotions. So if that's stress, if that's anxiety, if that's just want to break down and cry and just, this sucks right now, you have to feel that. But you know what also matters is who you have around you, okay? Because you should, and this is why I'm big on small circles, okay? Small circles of people around you, because your small circle of people should respect the fact that you need to feel what you need to feel. Knowing the caveat, again, is making progress to move forward and get to the other side, but you have to feel those emotions. So when you are in the middle of stress and anxiety, you need, if that means kind of going off by yourself and putting up some boundaries and not answering your phone and not answering emails, whatever you need to do. So there's so much in this. There's boundaries that I'm talking about. There's your circle, who's around you, and feeling what you feel and being okay with feeling what you feel. Because that intel will actually help you to feel better. I know my students, I always have students that, come and, they're like, Professor Campbell, how do you always have it together? And I'm like, it's usually the ladies. And I'm like, girl, no, I don't. So it might shock some of you who have been my students to know that, yes, Professor Campbell has meltdown days. I'm not like throwing a temper tantrum, but there's days where it's just, life is overwhelming and it's exhausting and I'm tired and I just need to cry, and the older I get, the more I cry. I turn 40 next year and it feels like I cry at the drop of a dime. And I've always been kind of like that, but it's intensified for some reason. But there are days where I just feel it, where I just need to release. And when I do, and I'm in those emotions and I'm just kind of sitting and being with it and understanding what it is, I promise you, I actually end up feeling better, whether it's a day or half a day or whatever the time frame. That's going to look different for each of us. So be okay feeling with what you feel. be mindful of who's in your circle so they can encourage you to be that way while also simultaneously encouraging you to make sure that you are moving forward. And I'm telling you, it's amazing how much that truly does help, because life is going to bring us stressors, right? And so for my students who finished finals, congratulations. I hope you get some downtime like I am about to take for 2 weeks. I don't have to start teaching summer school for a little bit of time. So I have 2 weeks where I literally have nothing. Well, I don't want to say I have nothing to do, but I am going to work out and I'm going to Netflix it. That is my 2 weeks. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. I try to keep these as informal as possible and talk to you like I'm talking to my friend, because that's I don't know any other way to be. So share this with somebody if you need to. I feel like it's something that can be beneficial to so many more people. And I look forward to being able to have time during the summer to be able to record more and really share a little bit more about my journey and what's happened with me, and to be able to use those examples to help benefit somebody else. So that being said, have a wonderful week or weekend, depending on when you watch this. And I look forward to my next one. And until then, guys, again, have a wonderful week or weekend, and I'll see you on the next video.